Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at the DCKAP eSummit event, Reimagine Distribution. All right, up next, we're going to be inviting up our guests to discuss a recent case study more in depth about a mutual customer, how they grew their e-commerce presence successfully. So we're going to have on from DCKAP Girinath, a business analyst, Matt Mellendorf, Vice President of Digital Strategy and Marketing, representing our client Premier Safety. And first, to start us off, Fiona Norton, B2B Product Marketing Manager from BigCommerce. So I'll go ahead and start by welcoming on Fiona. Glad to have you joining and starting things off for this session.
All right, we are going to talk to you guys today about unlocking B2B growth online, and we'll be featuring Matt from Premier Safety. Really excited to talk to you guys today about their story as well. So we'll just start off with a few introductions. I'm Fiona Norton. I'm a product marketing manager at BigCommerce, and I lead all of our B2B product marketing. I've been with BigCommerce over a year now, and before that was helping with digital transformation in the technology and retail space, working with really large companies, helping them transform their e-commerce presence. And I'm really passionate about helping bring modern buyer expectations and experiences to B2B commerce, and that's what I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about today. I'm really happy that we have Matt here joining us from Premier Safety to talk about their story. So Matt, I'll pass it over to you if you want to introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Matt Mellendorf, VP of Digital Strategy and Marketing at Premier. I'm happy to be here and discuss everything I've been working with BigCommerce and with DCKAP.
Awesome, thank you, Matt. Girinath, you want to do a quick intro as well?
Sure, Fiona. So myself, Girinath, and I work as a business analyst for the Clores team. So I started off my career at Amazon, and for now I have around 7 years of work experience in business analysis.
All right, thank you. Well, I want to start today by just sharing a few statistics and trends and talking about the shifts we're seeing in the market this year. I think you've heard it echoed throughout all of the presentations today, but there's a lot of changes happening and shifts to e-commerce specifically. So I wanted to dive a little bit more into that. We're seeing that there's just a huge shift in preference of B2B buyers wanting to buy more online. They want to be able to research, shop, and really transact quickly online. We see almost 70% of B2B companies expect to buy more online in the coming year. And that's not just for small purchases. There's McKinsey research showing that for very large purchases, companies are more and more willing to actually do those large purchase transactions online. So really exciting time to be in this space and helping companies with this transformation because it's so top of mind for the actual buyers. And that kind of leads into what we're seeing in terms of distributor sales growth. So in 2020, overall distributor e-commerce sales grew pretty substantially by 10%, even though 2020 was a tough year overall for distributors and total sales declined by 5% that year. We're really looking in 2021 at more substantial growth across the board for total sales, really good recovery, even with some of the supply chain headwinds that distributors are facing. And Digital Commerce 360 is projecting that e-commerce sales will outpace that total sales growth for 2021. So interested to see where that lands at the end of the year, but no doubt there is a lot of growth in the distributor e-commerce space. And really what distributors are focused on across the board in terms of e-commerce is a better user experience. So we saw 54% of distributors are focused on better user experience and adding more consumer-like features as their #1 priority. And that was really interesting to us to just see that, it's not enough to just have a transactional store anymore that's functional. There's really this focus on customer experience, similar to what we've seen in kind of the B2C world, becoming more and more important in the B2B world. We also saw that the #1 challenge for distributors in 2022 will be creating a more sophisticated website to better meet the needs of their customers. So this hinted at this need for digital transformation and to be able to serve more use cases and be able to do larger, more complex purchases online by creating a website that can really service those unique needs. So this is another one that was really interesting to us as we think about how do we help merchants be able to create the functionality that they need online, even if that's really unique. And you'll hear Matt talk a little bit about some of that in his story later on. And that all leads into kind of this investment in e-commerce technology. So this is from Digital Commerce 360, research into how much of a change in e-commerce technology spending distributors anticipate in 2022 relative to what they spent in 2021. You'll see that the vast majority expect to spend more. Really only 7% expect to spend less and 10% expect to keep that relatively flat. The vast majority is actually looking to spend more and substantially more. We even see that around 30% are looking to spend over 25% more next year in e-commerce technology than they did last year. So that kind of brings us to overall what's the story of what's happening in B2B commerce right now. Really, until now, it was enough to just have a functional e-commerce site in place. B2B e-commerce is really complex, so it's not easy, and it was a win to just have it be working. But that's not good enough anymore. That's not the case. With increasingly better experiences happening in the consumer world, that's then translating to those higher expectations of B2B buyers in the B2B world. That's really causing B2B buyers to want more from their experience purchasing at work, not just in their personal lives. And we also see new generations working at B2B companies and looking for more of that, modern experience, more of what they're used to seeing again in their kind of consumer lives, and demanding better experience with digital purchasing. And we see a lot of those trends that they were already happening, but they've really been multiplied by COVID-19. So we see across the board that B2B buyer expectations are rising, but that back-end complexity of B2B commerce has not gone away. There's still so many systems that you need to integrate. There are so many different, elements of a business that you need to be able to bring online and kind of reflect that unique way that you do business. And so companies can't afford to sacrifice performance and scalability and customizability to get that ease of use. So at BigCommerce, where we think B2B commerce is going is kind of that fast and easy consumer-like modern experience, really meeting the openness and customizability that's needed to scale and handle unique B2B workflows, and really give that power to be able to create the experience that you want that reflects your level of service and your level of professionalism as a company online on your website. So with that, I would love to pass it over to Girinath and Matt to talk a little bit more about Premier Safety's story.
Sure, thanks, Fiona. Hello, Matt. Good morning.
Morning.
So it's great to have you here in our DCKAP eSummit for the day. And so I just have a few questions for you with respect to your experiences and our projects and your expeditions. So let me begin up with how was your experience by using BigCommerce as a platform for your Premier Safety website?
It's been great. So when I started Premier a little over a year ago, we were on an older, antiquated platform, custom coded website, so limited scalability. So for us to make changes, we were outsourcing all the efforts. And because we're a B2B and we also offer custom websites for our customers, we needed to find a platform that could feature all the custom elements that we had on our old site, but also have the ability to scale. And BigCommerce offered all those features and more, to be honest, and that we were looking for. So it was an easy transition for us to move over to BigCommerce. With the custom sites, we also have a lot of integrated apps like Punch Out to Go. We have a quoting system, a lot of B2B functionality in the back end. So you can do quick orders and the whole junior buyer, senior buyer admin, all the different features that required in the B2B side of things that we can offer to our customers. And every customer website that we set up is different. So we can have, one could be complete punch out, one could be a system where they have that set up with the junior buyer, or they can have it. We're in the process of building out a voucher system too with them, so that we have options so they can only have X amount of dollars to spend a year. And if they go over the vouchers, they can go to credit card only or something like that. And we do have the ability for terms and all that for all of our customers to offer that as a payment option. So we have a lot of different B2B features in the back end that makes, and it's really easy to manage. To be honest, BigCommerce has just been really great application to work with. And because we're really lean on our end, so having all these features available really help us achieve our needs without having the need to hire a bunch of resources to do all the customizations that way would have if we had stayed with our old platform. And so in some of the benefits we have, we are saving our company money. And so by doing that, we're increasing our online sales because we've built a more I should say, modern website than what we had. I think it was one of those, I came in and found out our website was only 3 years old, but it looked like it was 23 years old. So it was pretty complex to work with. And so having a new website, new presence, that definitely helps. And we have the flexibility to grow our business where we couldn't in the past.
That's great to hear, Matt. So you have used Chloris and Flexiform tools from DCKAP for your business. So could you let us know the benefits which was reaped out of using the tools with respect to the integrations and SKUs handling?
So yeah, for the Chloris side of things, they were able to work with our ERP system and take advantage of pretty much of all the integrations offered. So we do customer information, customer registration, inventory, order processing, pricing. All those syncs are running throughout the day. So every day we have feeds coming in. We have for pricing that get run daily, and we have all the different lookups that happen via the APIs. And with Chloris, they also helped us build custom fields. So with the customers, we have a customer ID and a store number, which identifies the user for the country they're in. So we were able to populate those fields for all of our customers. And they're also helpful to build on the product side of things too, creating custom fields in the back end for like unit of measure, things like that. And another feature that they helped build was we offer rental on our website. So Chloris was able to parse out our daily and weekly pricing rates that we have for each product. And so they can map them to the custom rules that we have built in the back end. And so that way in the front end of the product page, you can see when you choose the product, you can see the rates that we charge for the daily or weekly basis.
That's cool. Would you like to share a few words about your experience using Flexiform as well?
Yep. So a little background. So when I did the initial call, once we signed with BigCommerce, I met with DCKAP and to discuss both, but you had the ERP integration, all that portion was what I was looking for, but the Flexiform was what sold me, because I had the spreadsheet that I received from a third party with all of our product data that we couldn't get into our existing system. And I sent the spreadsheet to the Flexiform team, and within like 2-3 days, they had it already integrated into the Flexiform. And I was just wow. So I was like, this is the perfect tool. So they were able to take that spreadsheet and map all the fields within Flexiform. So all I had to do in the future was take the products, when we created new products, take that spreadsheet every time and just import it. And then we could just make the changes needed. And within minutes, all the products would be ready to go, and we could quickly sync them to BigCommerce. So that was a huge selling feature for me. We currently have over 10,000 active SKUs right now. And we have like over 16,000 in the PIM, with 10,000 are active. And we have over 600 attributes. So there's a lot of attributes for all those different SKUs. So all those mappings definitely made things a lot easier for the display on the product page and everything. It's just been, the whole process has been great. And we have, because of the custom catalogs, we have over 800 categories. So we're mapping a lot of products to different categories. So having all those features available to do that in the PIM has made life a lot easier for me. And same with the customizations too. So they've created BigCommerce modifiers in the PIM, so that way all the rental products will get mapped to the to all the rules that are in place for the rental pages as well.
It feels really great to have such good feedbacks from our customers. So the next question is like, what is your goal for 2022? Do you have any plans for expanding your business?
Yeah, so right now, actually, we are working with the Chorus team. We're building out our connection to the Miracle Marketplace sync with 3M. So that should be going live in a couple of weeks. So we're looking 2022, we're going to look for opportunities to be on our supplier websites through these types of marketplaces. So I'm hoping that maybe in the future we can, there'll be more, and we'll continue to grow on 3M and have a larger presence there.
That's great. So lastly, like overall, what is your experience working with DCKAP's, both Flexiform as well as Chorus teams?
It's been a great experience working with Chorus, working with you, Girinath, and on your team, putting together the business requirements and the whole end-to-end testing and going back and forth. It's been pretty flawless. And then the Flexiform team, they've guided me how to do all this work and help me out and make my life so much easier. And the response time is fast. I mean, if I get to you by a certain time of day, I always have an answer. And then we always have a solution in place if there's an issue that comes up. So yeah, you guys are quick to respond. It's just been great. I mean, the experience has been, it's been a wonderful experience working with both teams. And I highly recommend anybody who's coming to BigCommerce, reach out to DCKAP because they have what you need.
Thank you so much, Matt. It feels really great to be appreciated, and wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors. Thanks for joining in today.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Over to you, Catherine.
Well, thanks to Matt and Girinath, and thank you, Fiona, for the insightful presentation. And it's a great discussion about Premier Safety and their journey with our partner BigCommerce and our products. I'm sure it's been really helpful to our viewers to